Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Kick It in the Sticks. First thing on the list is to get the hole that I was previously digging dug out a little bit longer in length. We're also going to work on taking down some more of the basement walls and maybe try to possibly get some of the concrete from the floor out of the basement as well. We'll see how that all goes. I don't know, we might not be able to get much of the floor out. Might have to go down inside the basement to get the floor out. Haven't really figured that out yet, but we'll see when we get there. While I'm digging, the one thing I want to keep in mind is I want to maximize the size of these holes. That means I'm digging out either side before digging out that center material to keep the corners of the hole nice and square without them rounding over. Now in hindsight, I probably could have dug down maybe just a few feet at a time and done this process until I reached my final depth, just to minimize the amount of spillage I had to clean up. However, I didn't want to move the excavator back and forth from one side of the hole to the other. These holes were about 10 to 12 feet in width. That means I would have had to have picked up, moved over, set back down, then picked up again, dug out the center, and then started this whole process all over. I was trying to get as much done as I could from one location. And yes, you can pivot the boom and you can still dig, but the problem is when you start pivoting the boom, then the operator's platform is sitting at a different angle. You start losing your reach. There's just a whole mess of things that start happening. The easiest way to dig holes is when you are able to just pull straight toward the operator's platform in a normal dig position. Now this is the perfect opportunity to demonstrate why I dug the sides out first. As you can see here, my bucket is surrounded by ground on both sides. What ends up happening is the bucket's pinched, and as I'm pulling back to take each scoop of dirt, it keeps the excavator in a nice straight line. You'll see it sway side to side a little bit as I'm pulling through the hole, and that's not me swinging, that's just from me hitting debris like stones that forces the excavator around. Now if I didn't have ground on both sides of the bucket, this swinging motion would be a lot more dramatic, and it would end up shoving the excavator over, and I wouldn't be able to dig a nice straight corner all the way back to the blade. It would end up rounding off. We ended up digging 3 of these massive graves just to be able to dispose of the remains of the house. Each hole measured approximately 10 to 12 feet in width, about 18 to 19 feet in length, and 9 to 10 feet in depth. Each one took approximately 3 hours to dig.
So we're gonna try to see what we can dig away from this basement wall again.
This compact track loader was a huge time saver. Yes, we could have done the same thing with our Massey tractor, however, it wouldn't have been nearly as efficient. The tractor has 3 gear ranges, high, mid, and low range. And the only way to get a decent pile of material into a bucket is needing that torque, which is in low range. However, when you go from the pile of material to where you're dumping, you're gonna wanna be in high range because low range only creeps around at about a mile an hour. It would just take forever. It's a snail's pace, and that's literally why they have a snail icon in the low range setting. Now, shifting back and forth from low to high would just be unnecessary wear and tear on the transmission. In this 2-speed compact track loader, however, it has a great range of speed and torque even in the low setting.
We were kind of hoping that we would maybe be able to get all of this buried, or at least taken care of before winter came, but I don't know. We'll see. The pressure is on. There's still quite a bit of work to be done yet. And winter's really not all that far off. We got the hole filled up pretty good already. We're trying not to fill it up much more than 4 feet from the top, 3 feet maximum. We want the least amount of material possible pushing back up through when we get our winters and our thaws. Probably gonna have to end up digging another one yet. hoping this is the last one we gotta dig.
Aw, well that little stone just didn't have enough mass to do the job. However, if you find yourself a quartzite stone such as this one, this is Mother Nature's wrecking ball, and that's what happens. I used that quartzite stone or other quartzite stones like it to bust out the entire floor in the basement, and once the concrete was busted up into small enough chunks, I was easily able to get everything out. So let's take a little trip down memory lane to see how it all started versus how it is going. As you can see, we have 2 out of the 3 holes completely backfilled. The remaining dirt from those 2 holes we used to backfill the basement area, and we left 1 hole still open because we still have a lot of large stones here up underground that you can see. We have a specialized tool that we've got to help clean that all up, and then once that's done, we're going to close that last hole up and we will be finished. As always, if you liked what you saw here today, please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring that bell so you can be notified the next time I upload a new video. Until then, we hope you all come back to kick it into sticks. See you, everybody.